Here I am at Niagara Falls State Park, USA. There's the Rainbow Bridge. So we're somewhere around here. Take a walk. So here we have an interesting monument. So it's a monument to 151st New York Infantry, 10th New York Cavalry. There's another one for the artillery. Talks about people who were killed in the 1860s. It was dedicated in 1876. So let's go this way. So I think people are waiting here to get on that trolley. And there you buy tickets for the Niagara Scenic Trolley. So let's get a view of the American Falls here. This is pretty cool. You can hear the currents crashing against each other. And you have directions here. Cave of the Winds to the left, Maid of the Mist to the right. Visitor Center back from where we came from. Lots of people moving around today. See some seagulls. Nice place to have a picnic. Let's check out these rapids. Yeah, it looks interesting. Ahead of us is a Skylon Tower. Then you have the hotels from Canada. There's the Falls View Casino.
Hotels!
Yes. Embassy Suites over there with the Minolta Hotel that used to be an observation tower. So let's head over to the bridge. We have a lot of gray clouds ahead of us. So, not sure when it's going to start to rain, but hopefully it rains when I'm done doing this filming. Even though there's a lot of people here, it feels more peaceful than the Canadian side. I don't know if it's all the commercialization on the Canadian side or what, but this park has a really nice effect to it. So this is the pedestrian bridge to Goat Island. And there's also several islands here as well. It says pedestrians to the right. Actually, that looks pretty interesting too. Just beautiful. So they got another bridge down there. Very nice shots as well over here. Then you have their parks and recs going up and down on that ATV. So let's continue our trip to Goat Island. That looks like an interesting home straight ahead of us. I'm not sure what the history is of it, but we'll have to look into it later on. In the distance you can see the Sky Wheel on the Canadian side, the Sheridan on the Canadian side. From Canada and you come down to see the Canadian side, you should definitely check out the American side. The scenes are really worth it. If you have to, just book another day here and rent a cheap motel and just enjoy the other side. Yeah, I'm really loving this Niagara State Park. Kind of reminds me of walking through the Toronto Islands. When you take the ferry from downtown Toronto to the Toronto Islands. So the grounds are well kept down here. So, just past the Jehovah's Witness stand. A lot of people are wearing similar Niagara Falls sweatshirts. I don't know if there was a big sale on them. Gotta tie my shoelaces. Is the current to the Bridal Falls. Here's a view from the other side. And ahead we go. So, another snack stop stand. And we are finally on Goat Island. So you have musicians here. So it looks like people are lining up to take a picture of the Niagara Falls State Park. Signage. Wonder if we get any views of the water here. Nope, it seems pretty much covered by the leaves right now, but might be worth returning in the winter to see how it looks. So, right is American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls. Left is Cave of the Winds and Horseshoe Falls.
What's next?
So down we go on the trail. Very beautifully done. So I think that's a tree of heaven. Or is it? So we can get a small glimpse of the currents through the leaves here. Squirrels running up the trees. It's nice that we're not overwhelmed by geese like in Windsor. Okay, so there's one goose. So I spoke too soon. Two geese there ahead of us. In a nice observation area. Actually, I see three geese now. Two over there and one right ahead of us here. More seagulls here. Oh, I see a fourth goose now. Very relaxing. So off we go on the trail. Another nice cleared observation area. See the bridge in the distance. Just beautiful. So let's view this observation area here. Wow, I came from the Scenic buffet 20 minutes ago and I was completely stuffed. Now after walking for a bit, I don't even feel full anymore. Let's head upstairs. Here we got a shortcut. First thing I notice is the Niagara sky wheel ahead of us. So this here is the Bridal Falls. Sign says American Falls, Luna Island, and Bridal Veil Falls. Height 176 feet. Summer daytime flow 175,000 gallons per second. So hopefully there isn't too much of a mist here that I have to turn off my camera. These cameras are very sensitive to water and rain. Really beautiful view. Said to do that tour there, it's 1975. There you have the Canadian side hotels. getting wet. That's got to use my hand to cover up the side here. No, still feeling the mist. Hopefully there isn't any water on my screen here. It's hard to tell because I have a mini screen that I'm looking through. Just beautiful. I'm so glad I came to the American side today. So round and round we go. Get another view of the Bridal Falls. Skylon Tower, another one of those bug elevators going back up into the tower. Fast walking up these stairs. So that building ahead of us is just beautiful. The rock, I think they call that Bradstone style. Or no, Bradstone is a lot more straighter. So here's a sign that says go to left to see Cape of the Winds. Well, are all those people lining up to get a photo taken? There's a take your picture placard. And we have some beautiful gates ahead of us. So that's the entrance to Cape of the Winds. So I think that just goes to the parking lot. So let's hang a right here. Ahead of us is Terra Point, Horseshoe Falls, Top of the Falls restaurant. And a bunch of people lining up for the Niagara Scenic Trolley. So looking ahead, I can see a lot of people lined up along the Canadian side to get a view of the Niagara River and the falls. I see a lot of pop-up tents ahead of us. I don't know if there's an event going on right now. Let's take a closer look. No, can't tell. There's the Sheridan. And there you have the horn blower, which is like the U.S. made of the mist. And there's the tunnel entrance from the Canadian side that puts you right down to the Niagara River. I think that's the power station one, because that used to be part of the power station there. So if that is, that's $28, and it goes, the tunnel goes 175 feet down and then 2,200 feet across and ends up out here. So we're getting closer to the Horseshoe Falls. Yeah, that's a tree of heaven right there. These guys go really fast. I know, because I got a few of them that keep growing around where I live. And if you don't cut it down within a week, it's like a foot. And then you don't cut it down the next week, it's like 2 feet tall. It just keeps growing a foot each week. So there's the restaurant. So here's another stop for the Niagara Scenic Trolley. Get another view of the Niagara River and the horn blower. A little further up. So ahead of us, next to the falls on the Canadian side, is the Table Rock Visitor Center with an indoor mall. Just beautiful. And behind Table Rock there's an incline trolley that takes you from Table Rock up that hill to the area where the Embassy Suites is. That's $3 each way, or $7 for a day pass. Depending on whether I have enough memory card storage and battery power, I might just take that ride up with the camera and show you guys what it looks like. There's a pan view. Now, I think I hear a PA system over by where those tents are, so must be some kind of event. But I didn't see any mention of it in just the regular Google search, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Just beautiful. Not sure if the mist is heading this way. If it is, then I'm gonna have to move away from the Horseshoe Falls here. The hornblower getting up close where the action being thrown down here. Must be really nice living on the Canadian or American side here, where you can view this every other day. Just amazing. Even on this gray and cloudy day, it just feels spectacular being here, watching all this. You know, there was talk of naming this the 8th wonder of the world, and I don't know why it wasn't named a 7th wonder of the world. In my opinion, it should be one of the 7 wonders of the world. I think only one of the 7 wonders of the world even exists still, and that's like the pyramids of Giza. But if they ever had a vote, Niagara Falls would certainly get my vote, being one of the 7 wonders of the world. I don't even know who decides that. It's just an unofficial list. It's getting a bit windy here, so you're probably catching that on the audio. Alright, you can start heading back to the Canadian side now. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of event going there where the tents are on the Canadian side. So now I'm hearing shouting in the distance. Shouts of applause. I don't know. Could check out Terrapin Point. All right. So the sign says right to Terrapin Point. So that must be Terrapin Point there. I thought it might be further up. Another view of the top of the Falls restaurant and the trolley driving by. Here somebody's giving a tour.
The cost of the illumination lights per hour $850.
He's talking about $750 for something. Not sure. But also, up until October, if you come here at around 10 p.m., they have fireworks. And that lasts for maybe about 5 minutes, but it's a pretty good show. So we could go over there and look at a menu for the prices, but I'm sure you can just Google it and it should be able to tell you online how much everything is. I already ate at the buffet, so I don't need to go to another restaurant for quite a while. So let's get off the trolley line here, because it looks like I'm going to be letting people off and might be moving soon. Yeah, I think it's the insects that make this sound like we're out in the country. Like it's a totally different feeling from walking along the Canadian side. Lots of people over there. Let's check the map out here. So we're there. We're gonna go down here. Or we can take a shortcut this way. You know what? Let's go this way. We're going to take the shortcut down back to the US side. A lot of people use that trolley. So we got people biking along this trail.
You recorded?
Yeah, well, that will never happen. I'm going to record all I want to record. There's the entrance to Cave of the Winds. Or no, that's not the entrance, that's where you buy the tickets. 21 US. And the Scenic trolley is only $3. $3 is not bad for the trolley. Just, I don't know if I want to wait there. It's already 3:15. Especially when it's all cloudy and gray outside. I don't want to get stuck in the rain. Because if I get stuck in the rain, I'm not going to be recording any more videos. Don't want to risk damaging the Osmo Pocket here. You know what? Let's ask Google how long that trolley tours takes. How long does the Niagara Falls trolley tour take? Oh shit. Yeah, I turned off my Wi-Fi because we're in the States. Forgot about that. See, being in the States, I might end up paying a roaming charge. So I have it in airport mode right now. Here we have an interesting cocoon. I wonder what's going to become of that. So calm. I love it. I guess it's all the trees here. It just absorbs the sound. So you don't hear lots of people talking. But you can see people ahead of us. I don't know what bird that is whistling over to the right. But if you do know, let me know in the comments below. So it says straight ahead, pedestrian bridge to Prospect Point.
I just got this.
You know, another thing I like about today is I don't smell cigarette smoke. Mostly nice smells. See, that's the one thing about certain states. Like I know in the Detroit-Windsor corridor, if I go over to the US side and go to the casino, walked into a room and it was one big cigarette smoke filled room. It was nasty. Now, I don't know if I'm going this way. No, we're going this way here. You've already been down that way. Wait. Oh no, we haven't been down that way. That's the second bridge. I know it's a second bridge because the snack bar is on the other side of the road. Oh no. Okay, no, this is the first bridge. So we're heading the right way back. Let's see here if I can grab my power supply. Across this rope. Just need to plug in my battery here, see if it starts to charge. Yeah. And then that way is to the falls, the American Falls. I don't know who that guy was, some Mennonite. He kept staring back at me. I'd rather come here than go to Epcot any day of the week. It's just one of those trails you can keep coming back to. Never grow bored of. Camera says I'm down to 14%. Got the charger connected. I'm hoping it's charging. So I can charge it while I'm filming. But I know in the past I've had issues where it didn't charge, but it could be just the connector. At these currents as I'm walking, listening to the relaxing calmness has me speechless. So, I'm curious about that Tudor house that's up here. Before I head back to the Canadian side, I just want to have a quick glimpse at it. It almost looks like something from the brochure of Madame Tussauds Museum. So I'm wondering if this is some kind of wax museum attraction, or if it's a hotel or just a restaurant. So there we have a stop sign littered with stickers. So, what does this plaque say here? Cataract House Park. So, it's just a plaque commemorating the Niagara Reservation. So, erected by the Commissioners of State Reservation at Niagara, Charles M. Dow, President of the Commission from 1903 to 1914. So this plaque says, this state reservation, the first New York State Park, was enlarged and reconstructed with new paths, roadways, parking fields, bridges, and the Robert Moses State Parkway by the Power Authority of the State of New York, incidental to the development of the Niagara Power Project. So here's a centennial plaque, 1885. And the plantings are dedicated to Frederick Law Olmsted. Did a general plan for the preservation of the park. Now, I remember the name Olmsted being used in Detroit. I believe it was for Belle Isle. So in between the Detroit River from Windsor and Detroit is Belle Isle, which is part of the United States, and there's a bridge going over there. And it's a really large state park. Now, they've held the Grand Prix on that park for a number of years, and this past year they just did it, the Grand Prix in downtown Detroit. And they also reopened the Belle Isle Aquarium, which is a really cool 1920s style Art Deco aquarium, and some other historical buildings on that island. And there's also the Thomas Scott Fountain on Belle Isle, Detroit, which is this really interesting large fountain with a bunch of lions and everything, lion statues. Really cool. If you're in Detroit and you check out Belle Isle, you should see the fountain as well. So I guess that whole Tudor building is just the Red Coach Inn. So it looks like it's just a restaurant on the main floor, and I guess rooms that they rent out on the second and third floor. Wonder what that building next to it is. Looks like some kind of museum. I wonder why they have a turret that's shaped kind of like a totem pole head. Kind of like a, I don't know what you'd call that, but you could see that little circle in front like an eyeball, and then I guess in the middle you'd have the nose and then a mouth, and then I guess that would be the neck on the first floor. But it almost looks like it's closed because it needs a paint job. Alright. Start heading back to Canada towards the Rainbow Bridge. Another view there of Canada. You can see the gray clouds outside. Boy, I hope I get some footage of the Canadian Falls still. Time now is 3:30 p.m. And it looks like my camera's charging because we're still at 14%. And I think 5 minutes ago we were at 14%. Yeah, that's a one thing or one issue I have with these Osmo Pockets is they have a very small battery in it. I think it's like 800 milliamps. And my charging pack is 10,000 milliamps. Okay. So it went up to 15%. Good. So it's putting in more power than it's using, which is always a good sign. So let's cross the street. So we'll cut through the dirt here to speed things up. And there's the monument that was right behind the entrance, so making good progress. Yeah, next time I'm down here, I'm gonna take that trolley bus for sure. Like, I'm going to be heading back to Windsor very early in the morning, and it's a 4-hour drive. Yeah. For me, driving a long time is tolling. So ahead of us is the visitor center there.
I said, "You not ever do that to me ever again." He's like, "Well, I was trying to get back in and get ready."
Over there looks like a huge mall. I don't know if that's like a multi-story mall or if it's just the main floor with offices above. If I had more time, I'd check it out because I know I can see the billboard sign ahead. It says Vortex VP Arcade. So I'm guessing when you walk in, you got some really high ceilings, like you got at in the building that's housing the Skylon Tower. See, that used to be my favorite place to go when I went down to Niagara Falls. That indoor amusement park by the Skylon Tower. Had like these 2-story ceilings. I always go there to play skee ball. Skee ball is so fun. So this concludes our trip to Niagara State Park. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.